Good morning, 8-7. Thank you to those of you that submitted last week's math and geography work. I've given feedback and returned it. If you still got work, please send it in. Thanks as well to those of you that have filled out the little form from yesterday. That's important feedback. I want to know what's working, what helps, what's meaningless. On today's video, I'm going to talk about the geography assignments. Both are meant to be tech-free. They don't have to be, but it's just an option to do something tech-free. And I'm going to talk about this hat. So this is another hat out of my collection. This one's really kind of ratty now, but it's connected to the gray one I talked about from my sister. So that gray one I wore forever, everywhere. And then I was on a trip with a bunch of friends in New York City, and one of my friends, funny guy, but he's kind of give me grief. Your hat's gross, your hat's dirty, that's stupid, you need a new hat. We were walking down the street, and this New Era store, which is the company that makes a lot of baseball hats, we walked right by it, the big New York City flagship store. I walked in and picked this one. It's the Chicago Cubs. I don't care about the Cubs, but I did like the old-fashioned bear logo on the front. All right, so on to the geography assignment. So this is the geography assignment. I'll talk about the grade 7 one first. So it says, based on how you identify with each of the 4 perspectives on page 160, use scrap paper or sticky notes to rank the approaches. So what I'm going to do instead of that, I'm going to rank 4 different social media platforms. So I'm going to talk about TikTok, and I'm going to talk about Twitter, and I'm going to talk about Instagram, IG for short, and I'm going to talk about Snapchat. And when you do it, I'd like you to either narrate it with your voice, which I'm going to do, or write down your evidence beside it. Some way you need to support your ranking of those geographical perspectives. So for me, I'm going to start, and I'm going to start with Twitter. And for me, Twitter is the top, and it's an easy one for me. I'm most active on Twitter, and the thing that I love about Twitter is that it feels like I have connections and relationships with people who I don't know, people who are more interesting than people I usually spend time with. The second one for me is Instagram. And the reason for that is it's a bit of a window in to people's lives, their opinions, their experiences, their hobbies. And it's just a nice way to see more of a person than you'd see otherwise. Third place is TikTok. For me, I don't think TikTok is that productive in my life, but it cracks me up, and it's more entertainment and recreation than anything sort of truly meaningful. And the last one is Snapchat, and the reason it's last for me is because I have never gone on it. And grade 8s, what I have asked you to do, I'll just get rid of this grade 7 stuff, is make a rudimentary line graph tracking your behavior over the past 12 months or so relative to 3 major influences on the blue zones, that being activity, diet, and community and social connection. So I am going to start with the axes, and I am going to use green for diet. I'm going to use blue for activity, and I am going to use black for community. And then I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to put little, some, lots. And then I'm going to rank 12 months ago, 6 months ago, now. Really, really rudimentary. So I'm going to pick the first one. I'm going to talk about activity. Now, for me, activity, I'm active. I try and exercise almost every day. So I'm going to put it up here, pretty steady. The thing is that this doesn't really qualify as a blue zone activity, because as it says in the blue zones, what people don't do is work out. They just work. Well, you know my job. There's not a lot of physical labor at my job, so I have to supplement that with other habits. The next one I'm going to talk about is community. And I would say that my community involvement and my connections with people, I like being around people, is usually pretty high, but that I would say slowly over the past 12 months, it's gone up and up and up and up. And what I've done is sought out other places to be connected other than just with my friends and sports and different social events. I've tried to find other things in the community to volunteer and take responsibility with. And it has changed my happiness, whether it prolongs my life, who knows. And then the last one is diet. So it says that they are not following a strict diet, but it's more plant-based than meat. And I would say, as far as my plant-based diet, 12 months ago, I was probably somewhere here. Then I had a bit of a spike. And then 12 months ago, I went back down to where I was. And then as a family, over the last probably 6 months, we've crept back up to a more plant-based diet. It's not wholly plant-based, that's for sure. But those are the general trends. Back. So that's the video. Since I started the video this morning, it's now late afternoon, a bunch more work has been submitted from last week, so thank you for that. And please post comments. I'll do something different for tomorrow. And if you've submitted your novel chapter, great. I returned one today. Hopefully more coming. Talk to you soon, 8-7.